Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled night, action-packed VSpeed Contender Series, brought to you by NEPA Towing and Recovery, Mean Dean's Automotive with Greer and Associates, Butt Kicker, and as always, powered by Nitro. Tonight brings us to Talladega, one of the fastest tracks on the circuit, one of the largest the largest track on the circuit outside of road courses. Tonight we will see how many trucks can make it through the melee. As we know, the melee usually happens at one time or another, but these guys seem to run a pretty clean race. So tonight we will see if we can get away with a caution-free race. It has happened in the past. All right, so last week, seen us at the Lady in Black, Arlington. Our current points leader and last season's champion, Mr. Hunter Kent, walked away with the win. Second place in points. Second place in points last season in points, Mr. Stephen Massey in second. And past champion, Mr. Ron Thompson in third. Really good to see Ron back up there on a podium. Ryan Lang, last season's third place finisher. Seems like he's fully recovered from his shoulder injury and has been pretty consistent. So, pretty good run for them. Once again, that's a really good run for Cascade Motorsports. Doc finished 8th. That was an amazing run for him. We had Richard Holland 5th, Daniel Monahan in 6th, Russ Bovair from Nitro Racing Setups in 7th, Randy Buchanan in 9th. Mr. Phil Gary rounded out the top 10 from last week. So as you can see, everybody's out on the track now qualifying. Well, we'll see how many people actually qualify. Tend to not necessarily qualify here and just kind of start wherever. Of course, it's definitely going to take a little bit of luck, a little bit of teamwork, and then hopefully put it all together at the end of the race and come away with a win. As the first couple laps start trickling in here, we got Mike McConville up top there. Mr. Ron Thompson, Daniel Monahan, Jeffrey Price, and Ryan Lang. Apologize, I had to clean up the screen a little bit last week when a SDK wasn't working. Of course, there was an update to iRacing, and I forgot to check to see if there was an update to anything else. Sure enough, there was an update for. Okay, so that's why we were not showing like have several people not qualify. Not really sure how many trucks we're gonna have yet here. Scoring hasn't updated, so 23 trucks tonight. Looks like 13th through 23rd chose not to qualify. Looks like it's going to be Mike McConville on the pole tonight. Of course, qualifying is almost over. Time will run out here shortly. Then it'll take a couple laps for a warm up, and then we'll get to racing. While we are waiting for that to happen, let's throw out a little love to our sponsors that we love dearly. Start out with series sponsor, Joe Zader and NEPA Towing and Recovery. All right. Oh, they're doing the drivers' meeting now. Oh, looks like they're getting ready to go out on the track for a little bit of warm up. So while they're doing that, let's throw out a little more love. Dean, Mr. Andre Greer. He's automotive and Greer and Associates. There we have it. Two major sponsors and our two longest sponsors. Greatly appreciate their support over the years. Definitely support those guys when you get a chance. If you're in the Moriac, North Carolina area and need someone to work on your car, up Mean Dean. Of course, up in the Pennsylvania area, look up Joe Zader and NEPA Towing and Recovery for all your towing needs. A little drafting practice in here a little bit before the race gets started. Right along with Mr. Ryan Lang. Running right there with Matt Smithers, Daniel Monahan, Richard Malagani. Matt Smithers here. And here we go. Red flag is out. Get these trucks lined up. And these drivers to the grid. Everybody's getting everything straight here. Like we got a couple more trucks we're waiting on here. There's Stephen Massey. One more truck to go. Should be 117 of my Rich Holland. All right, there you have it. Chevrolet Pace truck should be getting ready to pull off now. There we go. So tonight, starting on the pole, Mr. Mike McConville. Outside pole, Mr. Ron Thompson. Second row is going to be Matt Smithers and Daniel Monahan. Third row is going to be Richard Holland and Stephen Massey. Fourth row is going to be Hunter Kent and Richard Malagani. Fifth row is going to be Ryan Lang and Tim Marlowe. Sixth row is going to be Jeffrey Price and Cody Morgan. Seventh row is going to be Keith Hackney and Jason Holsworth. Eighth row is going to be Matty D. Clark and Jim Johnson. Next row is going to be Timmy Longwood and Doc Stout. Next row is going to be Randy McCaney and Phil Gary. Next row is going to be DeMarco Starks and Doug Chappelle. And it looks like we have one person that missed the start. Travis Orwick. All right, going down that long back straightaway there. Chevrolet Pace trucks. Got everybody in tow. Lights are out, so everything looks good for the start. Mike McConville and his rowdy truck. Right, round and turn 4, so that Pace truck should get ready to pull off here. We'll drop down and get on the pit road, then we'll get ready to go green. Pace truck is off. All right. Come in, come in.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out, and we are racing at Talladega. It's like a pretty even start here. Ron Thompson on that outside, getting a little push from Daniel Monahan. We got the leader, Mike McConville, getting a little bit of push from Matt Smithers. Everybody trying to get that little bit of an advantage that they can. Looks like that outside line a little better formed up. Ron Thompson's trying to edge on that lead. Leads this first lap here. Oh no. Daniel Monahan must have got hot. Had to bail out on Ron Thompson, and that cost him from leading that first lap. Yeah, Got Hunter Kent sneaking up here on the inside. I know he's trying to get up there with his teammate. Ron Thompson. Got Stephen Massey on his bumper now. Steven bails out. With this new update, these trucks must get hot pretty quick. Some of these guys are just going to the back to chill until they get toward the end of the race. Hunter Kent's going to jump up on the outside now. Try to get a little help from Richard Malagani.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And
Caution
we
is
have
out.
caution. Looks like the 62 truck of Doc Stout. See if we can figure out what happened here. Alright, let's take a little ride with Doc here. Back it up just a little bit. Alright, we'll ride along with Doc here a little bit. Looks like he got a little bit out of shape there and started. Like the 53 truck just got right into the corner of him just a tad. Just enough to take him right around. That spun him right into the 28 truck. Got him back straight. 53 still not involved. The 4 gets tagged. Definitely an unfortunate situation for the league owner there, but I don't think anybody else is getting involved here. 22 truck almost got involved. Like everybody else was able to get through with no problem. And that's a tough one for Doc. Well, there you have it. First wreck of the night, so we're definitely not going caution free. Looks like pretty much everybody came in, so I'm assuming they came in and got fuel only. They really weren't in the pits that long. And typically, we don't take tires, but let's see. Yeah, looks like Matt Smithers, Ron Thompson, and Richard Malagani had a little bit longer stop than most. Doug Chappelle and Phil Gary both had some longer stops. Jason had a little bit longer stop. Everybody else was in the 5-second range, so I'm assuming that all they did was fill up. while we're doing this, let's take a little look at the current championship points. So currently, we have Mr. Hunter Kent up top, 195 points. Mr. Stephen Massey in second place with 189. Matty D in third with 151. Mr. Ryan Lang in fourth with 134. Randy McCaney in fifth, 131. Darren Bruce in sixth, 129. Russ Bovair, 129. Ron Thompson, 129. So we got a three-way tie for sixth there. Ninth is Jason Holsworth with 125. And Jim Johnson rounds out the top 10 in points. Lights are out on the pace truck here. Should be coming back to green here. We're going to have Mike McConville on Richard Holland on the front row, followed by Tim Marlowe and Randy McCaney. All right, pace truck is off. Randy McCady leading them down to the green. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Randy McCaney gets a good little start here. He did get a little ahead of everybody. That may come back to bite him. This bottom line's going to get lined up real quick, and they're going to catch him and go right by him if I had to guess. Just like that. It looks like, maybe Monahan and McConville are teammates here. Monahan's going to stick with his teammate here. And look at that, we got Tim Marlowe up front. Haven't seen Tim Marlowe up front in a while. Tim's been a super speedway ace for a long time. Got Malagani up on that top side, followed by Richard Holland and Randy McCaney. Bottom line seems to be kind of lined up a little bit more uniform. Still seems like trucks are all over the place. Kind of looks like the Dirty Air is kind of throwing these trucks around pretty good. In the backstretch here, Tim Marlowe is making a good run for it there. McConville and Monahan right behind him. Tim Marlowe up front. Great to see him up front. It really is. All right, after 10 laps, we have Mr. Tim Marlowe out front, Mike McConville in second, Daniel Monahan in third, Richard Malagani in fourth, Richard Holland in fifth, Cody Morgan in sixth, Jeffrey Price in seventh, Brandon McKinney in eighth, Ryan Lang in ninth, and DeMarco Starks rounds out the top 10. And those trucks are all over the place. Still only about 2 seconds from first back to 21st. Cody Morgan's trying to get that top working. Can't quite seem to get enough help there. Take a little run down through the field. So, of course, we're with our leader, Mr. Tim Marlowe. Mike McConville right there with him. Monahan. Richie Malagani. Richard Holland. 97 truck of Jeffrey Price. Good to see him running up front. Mr. Ryan Lang right there. Mr. Keith Hackney. Matty D. Clark's right behind him. And our current points leader, Mr. Hunter Kent. Doug Chappelle. Cody Morgan. Randy McCaney, Ron Thompson right there together. Got Jason Holsworth. Like Stephen Massey's making a run up on the outside there. Matt Smithers. Timmy Longwood. '68 truck of Phil Gary. Little truck of DeMarco Starks. 92 of Mr. Jim Johnson back here. And of course, Doc got involved in that wreck. He's just kind of limping around the track at this point. But back up front, Mr. Tim Marlowe still leading the way. Ryan Lang has teammate Hunter Kent in tow up on that outside. And then another teammate, Mr. Stephen Massey, one truck behind them. Those guys are going to get linked up here shortly. Hunter's about to push Ryan to the lead here. '51 truck trying to push Tim Marlowe to keep them out front. Like coming across the stripe, we may have a new leader. And we do. Mr. Ryan Lang out front. Mr. Hunter Kent in second. Yeah, they're probably trying to control this race now. That top line was moving. That allowed Randy McCaney to push Hunter Kent up front. Hunter's going to go up top and pick up his teammate, Steven. Now they're going to get hooked up and see what they can do together. Another new leader. Mr. Hunter Kent leads his first lap of the night. Bring Matt Smithers with him in tow and DeMarco Starks. Down the long front straightaway here, down through the dog leg. Number's going to move over and let Stephen Massey lead it out. Now it looks like they're going to all move to the back. Now, other than Doc, all three members of Cascade Hollow have now led a lap in the race. looks like Randy McCaney's going to be able to take over the lead, but then it looks like Mike McConville right back to the front. Like Mike McConville and Daniel Monahan were able to run by themselves up on the top and take back over the lead. Now we have Mike McConville, Daniel Monahan, Randy McCaney, Matt Smithers, and DeMarco Starks round up the top 5. I know it's got to be a painful race for Doc out there, kind of running around by himself 9 laps down. That's tough to handle there. And those trucks are all over the place. That crosswind, we got about a 6-mile-an-hour crosswind on the track, and I think that's what's kind of making some of these trucks a little squirrely, especially through the dog leg. Coming out of 2, definitely going to make a difference. All right, after 25 laps, we have Mr. Mike McConville back to the point, followed by Daniel Monahan, Randy McCaney, Matt Smithers, Ryan Lang, Tim Marlowe, DeMarco Starks, Richard Malagani, Richard Holland, and Jeffrey Price round out the top 10. right, let's do a little crank it up. All right, looks like we had a couple takers for pit road here. We had the 66, the 22, and the 3, and 8, 92. Yes, you had a whole group there. So we'll see how that plays out for them. So that's definitely a consorted group effort there. So now what they're going to have to do is get out there on that backstretch and stay tandem. Oh no, you got Hunter, got the Cascade Hollow boys coming into the pits. Win that race off of pit road. Not really sure what happened to Stephen Massey. Had a little bit longer pit stop. Like Hunter was 9 seconds. Ryan's was 11, almost 12. Stevens was 12, almost 13. Back up front, it is still Mike McConnell, followed by Daniel Monahan, Tim Marlowe, and Richard Malagani. Now it looks like we got Hunter Kent. It looks like Steven was able to get hooked up with Ryan, and now they've got hooked up with Hunter, and those guys should be able to get the rolling here. And that should get them caught up to Hackney, Matty D, and Jason Holdsworth. Now, we already know Hackney is one of them strategy guys, so he's definitely trying to make the strategy work again today. Now, it looks like McConville and all of those and the rest of everybody came in at halfway. And it looks like they are not going to be able to get out in time. This should move Keith Hackney to the front. Not quite sure that strategy is going to work out for Keith on this one. I think everybody's going to be able to catch him. They're not going to get out as far as they thought they were going to. Well, they still are able to keep a little bit of a lead. Almost 2 seconds back to Hunter Kent. It looks like those guys are able to kind of keep the distance. Looks like Doc's going to try to get down here so he can lend a little bit of drafting help to his team, which may help these guys catch up. All right, 25 to go. That definitely helped Hunter, Steven, and Ryan. With Doc adding a little bit of assistance with some draft. They were able to click off about half a second on these guys. Right behind them is 3 Cascade Hollow trucks. Only about a second and a half back here. I think they're starting to get a little bit of a sniff of that draft now. And then cut it down to just a little over a second behind now. Tim Marlin's definitely going to help that. Oh yeah, they got it under a second now. Just like that, they done caught up now. Jim Marlowe was battling, trying to stay up as close to the front as he could there, as he's the first truck a lap down. But still, all the Cascade Hollow boys are able to catch up now. Now, what I'm assuming that they're going to do is stay single file and then duke it out at the end. That will definitely allow them to get away from that other pack back there. They already have about a 6.5 second lead on those guys. Back here we got Conville, Timmy Longwood, DeMontre Starks, Monahan, McCaney, Smithers, Holland. That Doc in the group there, and of course Doc's a couple laps down. He's able to run right with these guys. Behind them we got Jim Johnson and Ron Thompson running together. Richard Malagani and Phil Gary. Doug Chappelle right behind them. Tony Morgan behind them. Still up front. Just Keith Hackney. Followed by Matty D, Jason Holsworth, Hunter Kent, Stephen Massey, and Ryan Lang. These guys are just continuing to pad their lead. They got about a 16-second lead now on that second pack back there. Matty D must have got a little hot. Had to peel out of line. Moves Hunter Kent up in the third spot. Keith Hackney, Jason Holsworth, and Hunter Kent holding those top three positions. Jason bails out. And Keith bails out. They don't want to be in control of the race here. But they're still going to get all lined up. Unless they're trying to save a little more fuel. Keith, Jason, and Matty D have one more lap on their tires, on their trucks. Then Hunter, Steven, and Ryan. Matty D's gone to the top side here. Make a run on the outside. A little help from teammate Hackney and Jason. Those three leaders right now. They are showing why they were 1, 2, 3 last year and 1, 2, 4 this year, currently in points. Currently 15 to go. Still Hunter Kent leading the way. quite make that pass on the top. Coming back strong on the backstretch here. Trying to get that good run into 3. Looks like that second pack starting to catch him a little bit. Down now less than 5 seconds back. Guess they're starting to figure out they're running out of time here. 13 laps to go. Still Hunter Kent out front. Teammate Stephen Massey in tow. Like these guys are starting to pull away again, and then kicked it back up a notch, almost 5.5 seconds. Back to that second pack. Looks like Cody Morgan's up in the mix now, which adds another truck. Stephen Massey is beating the back bumper off of Hunter. But it looks like it's not going to be quite enough for Matty D not to go to the lead. I think Matty D got pushed out a little too far. Wasn't able to keep it. All right, coming back to 10 to go. Matty D's going to try to make a run on that top side to see if he can get a lap lead here. It looks like he may pull it off. Yeah, Matty D to the lead. Hunter Kent comes right back on the bottom. Hunter Kent, Matty D, side by side, first 8 positions. First 6 positions, I should say. The other 2 are lap cars behind them. So Matty D leads another lap. He gets a good run and gets out in front of Hunter. Can't seem to quite keep the lead. He may make it work this time. I don't think he's going to bail on his teammate. That may be the only thing that saves these guys. Looks like they're almost there. That group of trucks running right there together. Looks like they're waiting to try to get Jason clear, and I'm sure that they're going to go down at that point. Doc hanging in there with these guys. Looks like Matty D and the crew are able to definitely make it work. Definitely have a system going on here. It's working pretty good. Atkins doing some phenomenal pushing. Jason staying right where he should be. Not pushing the pusher, but keeping enough air on the back of Keith to get him up there to bump Matty D to keep him out front. They are starting to put a little bit of distance between this pack now. Coming back with 4 to go. Still got Mr. Keith Hackney, or Matty D. Clark, Keith Hackney, and Jason Holsworth. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. We got Hunter Kent just sending it into 3. What a power move. Like Hunter and Steven are going to take back over the lead. Ryan Lang in tow. Coming back with 3 to go. Now they're going to try to control that front there. Oh, it's like Matty D gets Steven a little loose. Oh, they broke him up. Oh, man, they broke them up. With 2 coming back with 2 to go. That may be the race move right there. Matty D puts a little bumper on Stephen Massey, gets him out of line and breaks those guys up. Fighting back on the outside now. And we're coming back to the white flag. Matty D's going to go up top to try to... Oh, so now they got those guys broke up. But is Matty D going to be able to hang on? 1 to go. And here we go. Got Matty D fighting for his life here with 3 teammates right behind him. I got a feeling they're going to hang him out to dry coming out of 4. They just getting their stuff ready. We'll see how this plays out. Oh, no. Oh, Hunter's going to make a move to the inside. On the inside. We got Steven coming down and gets a little loose going up. 3, 4 wide for the lead. Looks like Matty D's going to win. Hunter Kenton second and Stephen Massey in third. Ryan Lang in fourth and Keith Hackney in fifth. What a race. Amazing job for these guys tonight. What a race. That was awesome. All right, let's get everybody up here in the booth. All right, well, let's start with third place, Mr. Stephen Massey. Let's see what he has to say about the race tonight. Mr. Stephen Massey, what's happening? Stephen, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Steven. Can you hear me? Mr. Stephen Massey. Steven.
Yes.
Ah, there you go. What's happening, man?
Not much.
You let him get you sideways, man. What happened?
We got all discombobulated there. I couldn't see in front of Hunter, so I was kind of just going off his what he was seeing. I was hoping he'd pull down when we went into 3, so me, him, and Ryan were all together there, but it happened too quick. We were all a little mixed up there, and then Keith gave me that shove, and I thought with them two side by side, hell, I may be able to snatch the win, but
right.
I ended up costing Hunter the win.
Yeah, no, I seen when I seen you guys, I figured you guys were going to dip underneath of him coming out of 4 and just kind of stay together, but it looked like Ryan decided to make a little run prior. It kind of messed it up a little bit.
Yeah, we were a little discombobulated there.
Well,
still a good race though, a nice little finish.
Yeah, no, I mean, other than that one little snafu at the beginning, it's pretty darn good race. I know Keith and them tried that RTP strategy, coming in as soon as you could pit, make it to the end there.
Yeah, they forced our hand a little bit. We knew they were going to do that, but I was hoping they'd wait an extra lap.
Right. Yeah, so that was. I'm sure you guys were probably running on fumes by the end of the race there.
I was probably about a lap good, 2 laps maybe, but I know
Right.
some of them. The reason they gave up the front is because they were out of it.
Yeah, I figured they came in probably 1 lap too soon, but at least it did work out for them. But man, you guys had a pretty good lead on that other pack, man. That was crazy to see you guys get away like that.
Yeah, all synced up.
Yeah, it's
Good
tough.
pit strat.
Yeah, it's tough to beat when you got everybody running together like that. All right, man. Well, Rockingham next week. What do you think about Rockingham?
It is my worst track on the sim.
Uh-oh.
I'm not looking forward to it.
All right, so that means you're going to win, right?
One would hope. I don't know.
All right, man. Well, as always, any shout-outs?
I want to give a shout out to you for broadcasting, VSpeed, Nitro, Johnny Taylor for the truck sets, NEPA Towing, Greer and Associates, Doucette's sponsor. I'm trying to think what it was.
Oh, Mean Dean?
Mean Dean.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Butt Kicker.
And Butt Kicker.
There you go. There you got it, man. Hey, where's your fan club at, man? I ain't seen your fan club this year.
I guess they just stopped watching. I don't know.
Yeah, man, you got to fire them or something, man. They used to get the channel going, man. That was awesome.
They haven't received a paycheck in a while. That's why they probably stopped.
Okay. I got you. All right, well, there you have it. Mr. Stephen Massey, tonight's third place finish. We'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all got all discombobulated. What was up with that?
That's because Steven's going for his own. He don't want to help his teammate.
Well, I mean, I think Ryan kind of forced the hand a little bit.
If Steven pushes me there, we win the race. I told Steven, I said, I stuck to your bumper at Daytona, and I said I wasn't leaving you. I said I wasn't going for the win. Come on, dude. He's got to push me.
Yeah,
that was fun, though. Matty finally got us.
Yeah.
I think we beat Matty two tracks in a row, super speedway wise, Daytona and then Atlanta. So Matty, that was well deserved.
Yeah. No, I figured when I see them drop off on when they pitted first, I'm like, yep, they're trying that old RTP strategy. So
yeah, I mean, it works if the thing is you got to know how to draft correctly. Like if you're not slam drafting these trucks, and really the third truck's the biggest key, because if the third truck's not drafting correctly, it's actually going to slow you down. It's going to drag the second truck back from the first truck, and there's a science to it, man. And me and Steven and Ryan have pretty much got it figured out, and I think we've shown that all 3 restrictor plate races. I think me and Steven have finished in the top 3 in all of them. So.
Well, yeah, coming away from here with no tore up fenders is a good thing.
Well, I don't know what Keith was doing, but I was going to have a clean race until coming 2 feet before the start finish line, and Keith gave me a 4X. So
oh crap,
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things that happen. I guess sometimes you coming to the checkers at a plate race. All's fair in love and war, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't going to get the position, and he kind of, to me, I think he came down and intentionally gave me a 4X, so I didn't get a bonus point, but that's okay. Top 3 for me and Steven, so we can't really complain. Still the points leader, and I guess we're on, race 7, so we're heading to race 8, so we're about to be halfway through the season, It seems like just yesterday we started. They said that before the race, that it feels like it's going, slow to them, and I'm like, man, this thing's kind of flown by a little bit. And
no lie, it doesn't seem like it's race 8 week.
No, I mean, I feel like it's still race 5.
Yeah, I asked Steven, and he said Rockingham was his worst track. How about you?
I mean, I think I'm pretty decent at Rockingham. I wish it was the old Rock, not the new Rock, but I guess we'll see. As long as Steven doesn't load the Richmond set this time, he won't be spinning out. So
right. All right. Any shout outs?
Yeah, first and foremost, just big shout out to you, Jim, over there at Burnt Rubber Media for putting all this on, man. It's a blast to go back and watch your take on the race, and you don't have to broadcast this for us, and you take your time out of your evening every Wednesday night to do it. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. I think we got NEPA Towing with Zader and Mean Dean Automotive, Nitro. Nitro is probably one of the main sponsors in this, and without Johnny Taylor putting together these truck sets, we wouldn't be fast each week. So big shout out to everybody over there at Nitro, and Keith Hatney with this paint, man. I won last week in Darlington with it, and it looked pretty slick tonight. So if you guys need a truck painted, go check out Tunnel Vision over there by Keith. He can paint y'all up something real nice. And just a big shout out to Doc and everybody that puts on this league. So I guess we will see you next week at Rockingham.
See you next week at Rockingham. All right. Second place finisher, Mr. Hunter Kent. We'll see you next week, buddy.
See you, man.
Well, look at that. Mr. Batty D finally got him a win.
Holy shit, it's about time.
I thought you were in trouble there for a minute when they ganged up on you.
Oh, dude, I know once I lost Keith and Jason, I knew it was going to be a 3-on-1, so I just had to use that side draft and use my mirror, and I'm glad it worked out that way.
Yeah, when you guys dropped off the track with the old RTP pit strategy, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And then they pitted one lap behind you. I'm like, well, they're gonna be close. And then they got lucky because there were some lap cars that ended up helping them get to you guys. And I think
that lap car helped. And coming off pit road, I think Jason held back for Ron, and that kind of messes up for a couple laps there.
Right. Yeah, so I think between the two lap cars and maybe that a little bit kind of messed you guys up, but at least it still played in your hands. And how much fuel did you have left?
I had, I think 2.5 gallons left.
So you're still not too bad. Probably another lap.
Yeah, we filled all the way up.
Yeah, so I figured it was going to be close. So that was going to be an interesting finish to see how that thing ended up.
Took enough to be good for green white record if we got one to come, and luckily it was another great caution-free race.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
No, we had one. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, just a little snafu at the beginning there, but things like that happen. But as you know, if you run the official races, they're crazy crap shows. So
I have not done an official this week yet. That's gonna move towards this weekend.
Right. All right, man. Well, it's your mic now. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Definitely Nitro Racing, Johnny Taylor for putting together another amazing set, and he keeps putting out some pretty good pieces and it's keeping us all up there.
Good deal. All right. Well, there you have it. Tonight's winner, Mr. Matty D. Clark, with his first win of the season and the first season that he runs. So not too bad. That should get you back. What are you, third in points, right? So that should definitely keep you right up there in the
fourth. Yep, keep me in the top 5.
Yeah, it'll keep you right up there with Hunter and Steven. So that consistently.
That's the plan. Someone's got to try to beat them.
Right. Need some competition up there. Give it to them, man. Good to see the competition up there. Can't have the same guys winning all the time.
Nope.
All right. Well, there you have it from Talladega. Tonight's winner, Mr. Matty D. Clark. We shall see you guys next week in Rockingham. Have a good night.
All right, see you next week.
Yep.